Good everybody. My name is Jessica Moss, and I'm here to present my assignment for this week, Module 8, Observational Research. And this is Dr. Kaneva's master's class, Research in Sport and Physical Activity, HPR 6793. So let's go ahead and jump into my presentation. So just to kind of start off with a cute little quote I found from Dan Brown in the last symbol. He said, "Google is not an name for research." And I kind of found this to be just something to add on in there to kind of alleviate the pain and suffering that we're all going through this research class, because I know it's something new for me, as it could be for all of you guys. So just to get a kick out of it, I just wanted to add the quote, "Google is not a synonym for research." So don't just get out there and go Google everything. Let's try to put our minds to it. And just for a little introduction, a little bit about me. My name, like I said, is Jessica Moss. I'm a former volleyball player and a former graduate assistant here at Henderson State University. I'm a 13th and 16th club coach out of Nassau. My intentions for obtaining a sports administration degree is to, in the future, become an athletic director, and I did receive my bachelor's here through Henderson State University as well in physical education. And just to propose a little bit about my proposed topic, I wanted to do my research on sports ethics applied to amateur sports. And just kind of a little background information on that, I chose to do amateur sports and sports ethics because I am a big believer in the theory that children are blank discs, and whatever you expose them to, whatever you put in front of them and teach them while they're young, that'll mold them to become what it is that they're going to be in the future. So like the same way with sports, as athletes, if you expose them to good ethics and morals and the right way to win and sportsmanship and things like that, morally, you can teach them at a young age what's ethically correct, and they'll take these values with them along to their future goals in life, as becoming a collegiate athlete or even beyond to the pro athletes. I kind of struggled a little bit with this only because me and Dr. Kaneva, we had some meetings and I was a little too passionate, a little too emotional with it within my research. So I don't think it's something that was bad in a sense, that I struggled with in a sense, but a little struggle I would have to say was kind of trying to steer away from the emotions and bring it more so to a researcher approach and to figuring out what it is that I'm trying to find out. So that's a little bit about my proposal topic. We'll jump back into that a little bit after I present my Module 8 assignment, but just to move on to the next slide, that was just a little bit about myself. But moving on to the next slide, the article that I chose, the topic was Content Receptivity, Innovation in an Amateur Sports Organization. And I chose this article because it stemmed kind of in the amateur sport organization topic, and that's kind of where I want to follow my research under. But this one was more so under the sports management umbrella. As far as this topic, it had one author, and the author was Aaron Kaza. The journal in which this specific article was published was the Journal of Sports Management on July 1st of 2000. And pretty much what he was investigating and what he was trying to figure out was if different innovations, in response to strong pressure for change in a Canadian Amateur Boxing Association would be successful or not in an organization, because of the organization was, growing and becoming more diverse in its population. So just to give a little bit of background information about that article that I read, I noticed that its income came within from three different sources. The first one was registration fees, the second one was government funds, and the third one was gaming activities. And that's more so like, when it's time for competitive boxing to take place, they can charge for admission fees or make money off of like food or concessions and apparel and things like that. So that's pretty much where their money was coming from. And being that it's a non-profit, a lot of these coaches and people that are working here are volunteers. So as far as the researcher caused that he was trying to figure out if different innovations for the growing population, such as like more competitive boxers or more recreational boxers, or even thanks to Title IX, more female boxers trying to sign up. He's trying to figure out if different innovations will become successful or not. So the participants used in this research study were 1,000 of the Amateur Boxing Association registered members. They were studied, and data was collected from them. Kazi used the case study analysis to collect his data, and he did this through, what we're researching now, the ethnographic observations and interviews, and he did this over a 3-year period of time and collected data that way. So after he collected it, he analyzed it, and the study just shows that the innovation outcomes were analyzed through, I saw in the article 3 different authors topics on, 3 different authors analyzation on the metaphor of context receptivity, and he used this to access the potential applicability to the amateur sports setting. So after he analyzed it, he drew his data, analyzed it, and the results were that pretty much during the period of time that he studied on this, after going through interviews and things like that, observations, and being in the setting actually as an observer, he talked and debated with other people who were a part of this program, and they finalized and came up with 2 different innovations for the organization to see changes, and one of them was the computer scoring, which failed, and the second one was the provincial athlete ranking, and that one became a success. So pretty much in conclusion, Kaza stated that change can never be complete, and I agree with that, because you find a solution to one thing, and it's a couple of years or months or whatever down the road, time changes, and it's going to change and be something different, and you have to meet the necessities of what it is that you're trying to aim for. So pretty much he said that innovations are a great place to start, but through the observed outcomes, the success of integrating the organization by the provincial athlete ranking, that one was considered more valid through the receptivity concept than the number of implications through computer scoring. So that's pretty much what concluded within renovations. But just to add it on to my proposal, going on, like I said, my proposal topic was sports ethics applied to amateur sports, and the question that I'm trying to research and figure out is, what specific values do youth volleyball players consider ethical? And just to answer the few questions we had on this, my observation site, like I said, being that I am a club coach, I will keep it routine and try to keep it as comfortable as possible with the already established setting, and just go ahead and have it at, during volleyball practice or some type of, setting like that, where we all come in and keep it normal, and go ahead and propose my interviews and possible questionnaires through there, just to make it normal and to get their results, like the what I'm asking them for, in a more, like I said, just comfortable manner. And my role as an observer, I would be more so of a reactive observer. I don't want to be too much into the mix, but I do want to be able to probe their thoughts and their discussions on their own through the questions, the open-ended questions that I asked them in the earlier module, and that way I'll be able to interfere if they needed questions, but I really more so want to hear what it is that they have to say on their own. So I'll be a reactive observer. Excuse me. The way I would collect my data would be through the multi-method design, and that would include both, interviewing and document analysis. And then lastly, the way I would analyze my data, I saw on page 124 through 125 that they had different software programs that they said could be used. But, after mine being through the qualitative research approach, after, transcribing and breaking down my field notes and things like that and possible questionnaires that I might ask, I just feel like the most necessary software program for me to use would probably just be Microsoft Word, and that will just be pretty much to, like I said, break down. After I break down code and transcribe my data, I would just analyze it through the physical filing system, and go ahead and hit back to see if that's what I got down correctly is what they were saying. So I would kind of analyze it through there. So I know we're pressed for time, and all in all, these are my references. I know Dr. Kaniba has a chance for us to meet each other, put faces with names, go ahead and talk and discuss about our different. So if anybody has sports ethics or amateur sports within their topic of research, I hope you found this helpful. I hope that if we need to, we can discuss about ideas, share ideas, things like that. We can go through Dr. Kaniba, have a meeting, or I can give you guys my email and a link below or something and go with it from there. I'm Jessica Moss, and this is my Module 8 assignment.